A summer of surprises. Sabally's initial choice. The summer of 2023 was anything but ordinary for the WNBA. It was a season filled with unexpected twists and turns, and one of the most talked about moments was the decision made by Satou Sabally. The 2023 WNBA offseason had its fair share of drama. From trades to retirements, the league was buzzing with activity. But amidst all the noise, one storyline stood out. One of the biggest storylines involved Satou Sabally, a rising star in the league. Known for her versatility and skill, Sabally had quickly become a fan favorite. Her every move was watched closely by fans and analysts alike. In August, Sabally made waves by choosing to play with Reese. This decision was more than just a team change. It was a statement. Reese, a powerhouse forward, had just come off a dominant season, making the duo a formidable force. Reese, a powerhouse forward, had just come off a dominant season. Her performance had been nothing short of spectacular, and teaming up with Sabally promised to be a game-changer for the league. The pairing seemed like a match made in basketball heaven. Both players brought unique strengths to the table, and their combined talents had the potential to redefine the game. Fans were excited to see what these two could do together. Social media was abuzz with predictions and expectations. The anticipation was palpable, and everyone was eager to see how this new dynamic would play out on the court. Little did they know, the story was far from over. The WNBA landscape was shifting in ways that no one could have predicted. The league was evolving, and so were the players' priorities. The WNBA landscape was shifting. Teams were no longer just about winning games. They were about building legacies. Players were looking for more than just a good fit on the court. Players were no longer just looking for the best team on paper. They were considering factors like marketability, personal growth, and long-term career prospects. The game was changing, and so were the rules. They were seeking out situations that offered more than just wins. Mentorship programs, community involvement, and personal development opportunities were becoming increasingly important. Marketability, player development, and overall fit were becoming increasingly important. The modern player was thinking beyond the court, looking at how they could make an impact both in and out of the game. Sabally's choice to team up with Reese reflected this changing dynamic. It was a strategic move that highlighted her understanding of the evolving nature of the league. It was a sign that players were starting to prioritize their own brands and long-term goals. Sabally and Reese were not just thinking about the next season. They were thinking about their futures, their legacies, and how they could shape the game for years to come. Meanwhile, another young player was making headlines, Caitlin Clark. Clark, a dynamic point guard, was taking the league by storm. Her electrifying style of play and clutch performances were impossible to ignore. She quickly became a fan favorite and a force to be reckoned with on the court. One game, in particular, caught Sabally's attention. Clark put on a show against the Dallas Wings, Sabally's own team. She was hitting shots from everywhere, dishing out assists, and controlling the pace of the game. Clark's performance left Sabally and the entire league in awe. It was a statement game that solidified Clark's status as a rising superstar. Sabally's time with the Dallas Wings had been successful. She had shown remarkable growth and had become an integral part of the team. Her skills on the court were undeniable, and her presence was felt in every game she played. She'd grown as a player and become a key contributor to the team. Her ability to make crucial plays and her chemistry with her teammates made her a standout player. The fans loved her and she was a favorite among her peers. However, she started to feel like something was missing. Despite her success, there was a lingering sense of unfulfillment. She often found herself deep in thought, wondering if there was more she could achieve. The Wings, while competitive, weren't seen as a true championship contender. They had the talent and the drive, but something always seemed to fall short. The team had potential, but they couldn't quite reach the pinnacle of success. Sabally yearned for a chance to compete for a title. She wanted to be part of a team that had a real shot at winning it all. The desire to hold a championship trophy, to be called a champion, burned within her. Moreover, Sabally's role in Dallas wasn't fully aligned with her aspirations. She often found herself playing a supporting role, which, while important, wasn't where she saw herself. She believed she had more to offer. She saw herself as more than just a role player. Sabally envisioned herself as a leader, someone who could take charge and make a significant impact. She wanted to be the go-to player in crucial moments. She wanted to be a focal point of the offense, someone who could take over games and lead a team to victory. Her dream was to be the player her team relied on when the game was on the line. The opportunity to do so just wasn't there in Dallas. Despite her best efforts, she couldn't shake the feeling that she was being held back. The frustration grew with each passing game. Sabally's desire for a bigger role and a shot at a championship would ultimately lead her away from the wings. She knew she had to make a change to fulfill her potential and achieve her dreams. The decision wasn't easy, but it was necessary for her growth as a player and as a person. When Sabally announced her decision to leave Dallas, many expected her to sign with the Chicago Sky. The Sky had a talented roster, a proven coach, and were coming off a championship appearance. They seemed like the perfect destination for a player of Sabally's caliber. But in a surprising turn of events, Sabally rejected the Sky's offer. The basketball world was stunned. Why would she turn down such a golden opportunity? The answer, it turned out, was simple. Caitlin Clark. Sabally had been captivated by Clark's talent and saw an opportunity to create something special alongside her. The chance to join forces with Clark proved too tempting to resist. Section 5. Indiana's appeal, a perfect fit for Sabally. The Indiana Fever weren't considered a top destination for free agents. Historically, they struggled to attract big names due to their ongoing rebuilding phase and lack of recent success. They were a young team in the midst of a rebuild. The roster was filled with potential, but lacked the experience and star power to make an immediate impact. However, Sabally saw something different in Indiana. She saw a unique opportunity to grow alongside a team that was hungry for success and willing to put in the work. She saw a team on the rise, a team with a bright future. The Fever's young core was starting to gel, and their recent draft picks showed promise. More importantly, Sabally saw an opportunity to play with Caitlin Clark. Clark's talent and vision on the court were undeniable, and Sabally knew that their styles of play could complement each other perfectly. The Fever had drafted Clark with the #1 overall pick, and Sabally knew that playing alongside such a talented guard could elevate her own game. Clark's ability to create plays and score from anywhere on the court would open up new opportunities for Sabally. The prospect of forming a dynamic duo with Clark was too good to pass up. Together, they could become one of the most formidable pairs in the league, pushing each other to new heights. Sabally took a leap of faith, betting on herself and the future of the Indiana Fever. She believed in the team's vision and was ready to contribute to their journey towards becoming a championship contender. Her decision to join the Fever was not just about the present, but about building something special for the future. Section 6. Shifting Sands, Free Agency and the WNBA. Sabally's journey through free agency highlighted a significant shift in the WNBA. Players were no longer solely focused on joining established powerhouses. They were prioritizing situations that aligned with their personal and professional goals. Factors like marketability, player development, and playing style were now given equal weight to winning. Players were becoming more discerning, choosing teams that could offer them the best overall package. The WNBA was evolving, and players were becoming more empowered in shaping their own destinies. Section 7. The New York Question, a complex equation. The New York Liberty loomed large in the background of Sabally's free agency. The Liberty had assembled a super team, with stars like Breanna Stewart and Jonquel Jones. They were the clear favorites to win the championship. Joining the Liberty would have given Sabally a chance to compete for a title immediately. However, it would have also meant accepting a smaller role. Sabally would have been surrounded by other stars, all vying for touches and recognition. The New York option presented a complex dilemma. Championship aspirations versus individual growth. Section 8. Sabally's impact. A new era in the WNBA? Satou Sabally's decisions sent shockwaves through the WNBA. Her willingness to prioritize personal growth and opportunity over immediate success challenged the status quo. Players, particularly young stars, took notice. Sabally's journey demonstrated that players had more power than ever before. They could leverage their talent and marketability to find situations that suited their needs. The balance of power seemed to be shifting, with players becoming more vocal and assertive in shaping their careers. Section 9. Global Implications, Expanding the WNBA's Reach. Satou Sabally's story transcended the basketball court. As a German-born player, she represented the WNBA's growing global appeal. Her decision to join forces with Caitlin Clark in Indiana sent a message to young players around the world. The WNBA was no longer just an American league. It was a global platform where players from all over the world could showcase their talents and inspire the next generation. Sabally's journey embodied this spirit of globalization, highlighting the league's expanding reach and impact.